Hello everyone and welcome back to the Blackfoot Book Club and another volume of my essential film reviews collection. So I called her the Tyrannosaur. I thought it was funny. The opening 10 minutes are equal parts shocking, riveting and heartbreaking, and they set the ground rules for this stunning first film helmed by Paddy Considine. A film that on first viewing reduced me to tears, which great films often do. But many viewings later still reduces me to tears to this very day. They're not personal tears in any way, it doesn't resonate with me for that reason. It resonates with me because several horrendous subjects are tackled so brilliantly, and by a cast of actors all producing a masterclass in their art. Considine has received the utmost praise for this film from his film industry peers. However, if you love this film as much as I do, read the appraisals of his actors or the various YouTube clips of their interviews talking around the film, and you'll see and hear the unbridled admiration, affection and genuine love for Considine, his art and particularly this film. I'll briefly appraise the opening scenes before continuing spoiler-free character analysis to end. The opening 10 minutes starkly demonstrates Joseph, Peter Mullen, and his dual state of mind. With flash cuts and an unexpected flashback/flash forward, a loss at the bookmakers prompts a stream of verbal abuse which becomes a regular theme throughout the film, as does the violence, as first he murders his faithful and beloved dog before mourning its passing. A racially aggressive meeting at the post office boils to breaking point before Joseph is now contrite and accepting. His leaving at the post office provides yet more duality, and a simple shot from the director as never moving the camera, Joseph walks out of shot before returning in a few seconds to throw a brick through the window. Quietly now within his own thoughts at his local pub, the silence is broken in the background by three young lads larking around, playing pool. Again boiling over, Joseph responds, violently beating one lad, threatening another as the third runs away. The camera never wavers from Joseph, 30 seconds or more, the anger etched all over his face. Out of shot, the pool cue is dropped and the tension drains from the scene. Desperately, he now walks into a charity shop and immediately hides behind a rail of old clothing, with the camera panning for the first time onto Hannah, Olivia Colman. "What's your name?" asks a bemused Hannah. "Robert De Niro," comes the response from an angry Joseph, still hiding. "Would you like a cup of tea, Robert?" comes the tension-breaking reply from Hannah, but Joseph's angry response of "fuck off" soon ratchets the tension back up again. Kneeling on the side of the clothing rail still hiding Joseph, Hannah kneels too and says a simple prayer aloud. Two cameras capture differing reactions, a worried Hannah and a weeping Joseph. Now closing the shop, a smiling Hannah warmly asks, "Do you feel better now?" Not ignoring Hannah, but not responding either, Joseph walks away to a smiling, cheery "bye" from Hannah. This is another of those difficult films to appraise without giving away too many spoilers. Following that opening 10 minutes is a further 80 minutes of tension which builds, scene by scene, often sub-scene by sub-scene too, in the background, as well as character by character. All characters have a duality, some on show immediately, some subtly build as the narrative dictates the story. Only one character remains constant and true, and heartbreakingly so. But the story is the key, so very well told and simply shot by first-timer Considine. The unusual angles and key shots are impressive, but it's the length of time he leaves on the characters to tell their story that is the most impressive. Peter Mullen excels here, but it could so easily apply to both Olivia Colman and Eddie Marzan, and probably does too. There is a huge breather and relief scene, and it comes at both the best time for the audience and for the film as a whole, and in a very unexpected guise. When you find it, it's a true joy. Joseph, Peter Mullen. So little dialogue in the film, yet Peter Mullen does much with it, and so much more. The ending scene narration has probably more words within it than his dialogue in the entire film. But the camera never wavers from Joseph, so often with a zoom close-up lingering for many seconds with no dialogue, and yet it's a thunderous performance. His duality of character is detected within seconds of the film, yet there are so many more layers to unravel before Joseph is fully on show. An early example is the scene following the above 10-minute opener, with the camera fully on Joseph, a slow panning reveal shot to Olivia, Jesus on the wall behind her. The diatribe and language follows, as noted above, but it shocks and jolts you as he walks away from the charity shop. His friendship with Sam, or Son, as he often calls him, is superb. Sam, or Samuel Bottomley, deserves a special mention all of his own. Brilliant for a boy so young. Hannah, Olivia Colman, appears fresh-faced, smiling, and full of a zest for life and a kind, gentle soul with a deep religious fervour. Olivia Colman's performance is an acting masterclass and fully deserving of the slew of awards that she garnered. Similar to Joseph above, the camera also never wavers from Hannah, and their joint scenes are glorious. As the layers unravel, so the acting enhances your involvement with the character and your willing of the character to triumph. Her later scenes with her distant husband James are truly, truly heartbreaking. As they embrace, the camera pans to a zoom on her face and she gives everything: solace, condemnation, love, regret, and pure, unadulterated hatred as she forces herself not to be sick. Just pure brilliance. James, Eddie Marzan. Yet another great, nuanced performance from Eddie Marzan. His intentions and layers are the easiest to spot, yet the toughest to watch. Picking up Hannah from a night out drinking, he places her in the car in a police arrest style. It's subtle, yet it says far, far too much. In support of these wonderfully layered and heartbreaking characters are Samuel Bottomley, who deserves a repeated mention for his touching and gentle scenes shared with his adopted father-like figure in Joseph. Kelly, Sian Breckin, Bod, Paul Popperwell, Marie, Sally Carman, and Tommy, Ned Dennehy, all deserve praise for their cameos and supporting roles, but are left vague so as not to hint at or spoil the plot. The charity shop is the central hub of the film and where many of the key scenes take place, employing one, maybe two cameras at most for many of the scenes. The majority of Joseph and Hannah duel scenes, each one a gem all in its own way. Even the briefest of scenes propel the story. Aside from the heavy violence and heavy use of language, it's a story of single people confined within partnerships or relationships that they seek release from. Perhaps a metaphor for the film is Hannah's anger at the Jesus picture hanging on the wall of the shop, before, in anger, she throws something at it to dislodge it, as the lingering camera shot depicts. It can be a tough watch at times. The violence it depicts is up close, in focus, and very graphic. Yet, as the actors will attest to, handled magnificently by Considine. Dedicated for Pauline, the director's late mother, in the closing credits, it's clearly a very raw and personal film for the director. Written and directed by Paddy Considine, with only 19 credited cast members and 3 uncredited cast roles, Chris Baldwin and Dan Baker deserve great praise for their original music, especially the solo guitar score and a number of original songs throughout the film, with Sing All Our Cares Away a particular favourite. This song and many others accompany a triumph of a film which is worthy of so much praise. I add Paddy Considine to my list of favourite directors and eagerly await his next cinematic release. And that was Tyrannosaur, directed by Paddy Considine, brought to you by Stephen Blackford, writer and reader of pointless but spoiler-free film reviews. since 2012. And I leave you in peace and in solidarity. And I thank you so much for watching. Please take care out there, everyone. Peace.